Morning, Kyle.
Good morning, Anne. How are you
I-
this morning?
I'm fantastic. It's so good to see you. Ready to start the show?
Absolutely.
Let's go. All right. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How are you this Monday morning?
I am a little tired, actually. Baxter kept me awake all night. Baxter is my dog, by the way. Baxter has an ear infection and was flapping his ears all night long. So finally, at 3 in the morning, Tom said, "Would you please fix his ears?" So then the medicine went in his ears, and then we shook his head. And anyway, so
It was a big to-do.
it was a big to do. Yeah. So
Oh, poor
so
little
I didn't
bunny.
sleep much, but yeah, he's laying here staring at me, very sad about his ears. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was same.
Same old thing. Yeah.
Same old thing. I am so ready for different. I'm so ready to have a conversation with you where you say, "How's your weekend?" I'm like, "I did this and I did that."
We
And
will
the
have
answer is
that someday.
not a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah.
But we're getting through it.
Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly right. So, everyone, this is Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann. I am Ann Rossley, and with me is Kyle Harvey. We are both with the Gold Coast office of Baird and Warner, and we love to talk about real estate. So, we bring it to you bold, fresh, and caffeinated every Monday morning at 6:30. If you are watching this not at 6:30, it's because you get to see us live, or you get to see a replay on our Facebook pages and on our YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you get a notification every time we post a new video. This
Yeah.
week, we're going to do our typical fun stuff, but then we're also going to talk about how to search for properties online. But before we get to that, Kyle, we're first going to talk about what's
Big
going
news
on.
last
Oh,
week. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Tell me about what happened with you last week. You had a couple things going on business wise.
I do. I have a hot property in Old Town, which I've talked to you folks about previously. I've given you pictures of it previously. It's a darling little house, not so little. 3,000 square feet. Anyway, getting a lot of interest. So looking forward to reporting on more on that later. I've got a townhouse in something called North Alstead that's about to come on. My owner seller is moving out, and so we're getting it ready. And I might have another listing in the Gold Coast to report on shortly. So that's what I've got going. How about you?
I had a nice week. Good morning, Sarah. Nice to have you with us. Sarah Pelton from Baird and Warner is with us this
Hello,
morning.
Sarah. Good morning.
I am going to share my screen and show you this fun property that just closed this week. This is 540 Webster, Unit 506. And this is a 4-bedroom condominium. And look at the
Mhm.
views out of that living room.
That's incredible. I've seen
Isn't
that
that
building
fun?
before, but never something that well done.
One of the great things about this is the outdoor space. And I'm flipping through the pictures quickly because I don't want to bore you. Isn't that a pretty kitchen?
Pretty.
Yeah, the outdoor space here. This is all out, just
Oh,
probably 1,200 square feet of outdoor space here. And you've got a view east and south, and there's nothing between you and the city skyline. So um, it was the first time I have ever done a transaction where my buyers bought it furnished. So
oh,
yeah, look at that closet there.
even the
Yeah.
clothes. Amazing.
Yeah, they did not do that, but they did get their macrame wall hanger. You always need a macrame wall hanger. But yeah, so that's closed for almost 2,800,000 this week.
That looks
So
beautiful.
so that was fun. And then the other thing that I had happened that was kind of fun is, remember the townhouse that we talked about that I listed
Mhm.
in Lincoln Park? Um, Within a week, we got an offer, but it was, and we're going to have to do an episode on this sometime about the move up buyer. um, we accepted a home sale contingency, which is always dicey, but we worked very closely with the buyer's agent, who is phenomenal. And they got multiple offers on their home over the weekend. So it looks like things are stacking up great for us to be able to sell this property. So,
well, isn't that interesting? Because I got an offer on one of my properties. I won't tell you which one. And it had a home sale contingency, and my sellers were just not comfortable
yeah.
with accepting it at the price level with that kind of contingency.
Well,
So
there are
that's the
times to do it
tricky
and times to
thing.
not do it. Yeah,
Right.
it needs to be managed. And that's why I say that's a topic for another
But we're
discussion.
staying very close to that end. We're staying very close to that buyer's agent on following their progress of their home marketing and selling. It's not yet on the market, but it will be on the market, I expect, this week. And hopefully we'll be able to put a deal together, but not until they're further along.
Okay. Well, that's good. Sometimes people aren't willing to pursue it unless they have a landing place to, sell
Right.
their home. So that's good that your people are doing that.
Yeah.
Good luck. That would be
Yeah, I
fantastic if that
know.
worked out.
Nice people.
Terrific. Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Well,
So you want to talk market?
yeah, we got some news. I think it was early last week with the data from September. Finally, all the data from September has been landing, and Dennis Rodkin, who is Crane Chicago Business residential real estate columnist, he's the guy who brings out all the information on cranes on residential real estate, and he had an article, and I guess I can show you guys the article because I now know how to use this share screen thing. Share. Now it's in there. So, and so what's really interesting is home sales jump.
Hold on. You're showing your calendar.
How am I showing my gosh darn calendar?
Okay. Share again.
Share. See,
share the application.
Share. Okay. Here we did it again. Here we go. Share screen. There we go. Application. Share. You all wanted to see my calendar, right? Okay. So here we go. Thank you. So home sales jumped most in 8 years. September saw a rise of almost 39% in the metro area. First of all, cute house, row house in Roscoe Village. But that's the Chicago land area. The city, though, did fantastically too. 28.1% jump in September. Now, those are September numbers, and that's the most in September, for September's. Right. And they acknowledge, or Dennis and the data acknowledges, that home sales are rising due to low interest rates and this change in lifestyle. And you're going to tell us about the kinds of properties that are fueling this growth in sales.
Right.
And just one last piece of positive information before we jump there.
Right.
Chicago real estate growth was higher than the national average. We are usually dead last.
Yeah.
So,
there were reports after reports coming out of the 2008 crash that we did not appreciate as quickly. Our sales were not as big as the coasts or Denver or Florida, but yeah, we seem to be finding our stride.
We are usually 50 largest metropolitan areas. We are often number 50 in terms of growth and appreciation. So having us be right in there was pretty great.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, I'm stopping share. Okay, there we go. Stop screen. There we go. Okay. We're getting good at this. We'll get good at
this. Yeah, we're getting our stuff together here. Okay. So what I wanted to do, he talked about median home prices. And in a way, Kyle, I have to tell you, I am very proud of us because the statistics that we're reporting every week are what he is now saying, So he's corroborating our facts. So,
Well, but we are able to do it week to week.
right,
He's
right.
collecting information and giving it monthly. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So this is the live of market prices in our primary market area. And as we have reported before, we were seeing, and this is a monthly number, and that's why it's so up and down and up and down. You know, sometimes they do rolling 3 months, rolling 6 months. This is a monthly number, and that's why it's so up and down. But you can see that, yeah, we in this primary downtown marketplace are seeing really good high sales price. Now, can you see that whole chart there?
I can. Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is closed sales in the market area. And remember, Dennis had said sales were way up, right? We're not seeing it so much here. In terms of number of sales, pure units, if you will, in the market area, we're not seeing it so much in our market area. So you can see like the highest was in June of 2017 where we had 2,000.
That was a good year.
That was it was a very good year.
Yeah.
In September of 20, we had 1,358. But as you and I always say, there's so, you know, somebody can go, ooh, sales are up, but there are so many things that impact on this. We have for a long time been experiencing not enough inventory.
Yeah.
And you can't have record sales if you don't have anything to sell, right?
Yes.
So that has been impacting us to a degree downtown. So as I looked at this, you and I said to ourselves, okay, you said to me, I said to you, could it be price point? Is the reason that, you know, part of this is price point? And so I broke it out. And you can see, all right, so here's September. Where my little dot is right now, that's 500,000 and less. And that
Look at that.
See, it's lower in that price point. It's lower in every price point. Actually, luxury tends to be more of a static than
well, but it's lower than August. But August is a big closing date because that's when the May and June contracts close is August.
Right. But
so
look at it year to year. You know, if you look at here's September 2020
compared to September 1919. See, it's up. It's up over September 1919.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're right. It isn't up over the peak of the previous year.
No, but that's
okay. But you know what? That's an anomaly. The very good point that you make there, and that could be because of COVID and the fact that things were depressed for so long. And you and I did say as we started the show that fall would be the new spring, right?
Or we hoped it would be the new spring, and it has been better than previous falls because we didn't have spring. We were locked up in spring.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So fall is better because of that, because there is demand to go to sell, to buy and sell. Now, going back to that inventory point that you make so well, the reason why Chicago has not had as much inventory, not as many houses for sale, sellers weren't putting their houses on the market, it's because they hadn't appreciated in the ways that they had in, let's say, California or Texas. So people weren't going to get money necessarily back. There were still way too many properties underwater, especially at the entry-level market, so that people weren't moving out and moving up. You can't move out and move up if you can't have a down payment, which people usually get from cashing in their equity.
Right.
And then they move up. So Illinois was hampered by that in the main.
Sure.
People couldn't move. And now they were in 2020 when we started, and we talked about this early on, and we were all ready to move. And January and February, you could really feel it building.
It was gangbusters.
And we got locked down.
Right. So the other thing I thought then was, let's not look at it just at price point. Let's look at it at neighborhood and property type. So this is a map of Edgewater, which for those of you who may not be familiar, this is the area bounded by Foster on the south, 5200 north to...
It's Howard?
A minute.
Or is it just Loyola?
Yeah, it's like Loyola is right. So Devon,
Isn't that
and
Devon?
then
Yeah.
Devon up is Rogers Park. So,
Okay.
um, and along the lakefront area. So anyway, Edgewater is known for its condominiums. It's one of the densest neighborhoods in the city, but it does have some fabulous single family homes. In fact, the one that I lived in for 20 years was in Edgewater. But look at this chart. There was a 7 month, whoops, there goes my earpiece.
Are these all
These are single family only.
only
And
I mean, not apartments. These are houses,
yes,
detached.
but look at this. In June of 19, there was 7 months worth of inventory up in that neighborhood.
Wow.
And now
Yes.
we're less than 3 months of inventory. That is like
Unbelievable.
unbelievable for that, right?
Yeah.
So then I said, well, what about near north? And these are
Oh.
condominiums in the near north. And you and I have been saying this for about 6 weeks now, that due to A, COVID, and B, the protests, and C, the fact that people need fresh air and can't do all the fun things they love to do in the city, we're seeing condominiums in the near north area having a slow period. And sure enough, here it is, 14 months worth of condominium inventory in the near north. So I just find it very interesting. Edgewater, near north. So then the next thing is, what about Evanston? And this is the last I'm going to show you this morning. But Evanston, this is the number of sales. Now, this is not months of inventory, but look at their sales. They're having like record sales over the last 5 years right now, closings in August and September. So
That's crazy good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think, didn't they also, I'm betraying my ignorance. I should never ask a question I don't know the answer to. I think they may have gotten assessed. So they know what their taxes are. For a long time, people didn't know what their taxes were going to be.
I don't
Maybe it
know
was
that.
only the businesses that got assessed. I don't know. But but you're right. I've got people who are interested in those lakefront suburbs, the Cook County lakefront suburbs,
Right.
and a lot of properties going on for sale, and a lot are selling. So
Right.
it's
Well, so think
gangbusters.
about this. You know, the townhouse that I just sold,
Hmm.
that was a home sale contingency. The people buying it were selling a home in Ravenswood that was a 3 bedroom, 1 bath for 700,000. And within 2 days, they had 3 offers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about it. You can buy a condominium for 500,000 with assessments, or you can go buy a single family home for 700,000. And that's kind of where our buyers are going, right? So that's anecdotal, but that's part of this
No,
bigger
but
picture.
here's also, they priced it right.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you price it right from day one, you get multiple offers because buyers see it as, uh-oh, this thing's going to go. I
Right, right.
can't wait to see, maybe I'll fit it in between yoga and lunch with a pal. We'll just see, and then we'll think about it some. When you price it right, buyers go, I got to do this. I've got to organize myself and put in an offer.
Right.
It's funny because I've had listings that we priced correctly, and I got a lot of interest, and people got mad. Buyers got mad that it sold so fast, and they're like, "What do you mean? I thought I had time. I thought I
Yeah.
was able to come and see it, and then think about it, and then make an offer." I was like, this isn't that. This
Right.
is, you got to jump on it. So anyway, well done.
So
Great
that's our
analysis.
statistics. Okay.
Excellent.
You ready to move on to the meat of the show?
Yes, and we have 11 minutes, so let's go.
I know, exactly. Everybody, I want you to know you're going to see something and hear something you probably never hear discussed in a real estate show. And this is a conversation about how to find properties online. So let's say that you put in the address of one of my current listings, 3716 Bosworth. The first thing you're going to get from Google is the map. Not a surprise. The
God
second thing
bless
you're
them.
going to get is you're going to get a list of all of these places where you could see that listing, right? And here are the first four. And you're like, okay, here they are. here's the next group, and you can see they're from real estate company, they're from a listing feed, from some real estate company we don't know, another listing feed. Or you could find it at Luxury Portfolio, and this is what it would look like. That's about 15th on the list on the way down. So you're like, why is this? Why am I seeing this advertised by everybody everywhere? Kyle, you want to talk about this?
There are technologies, and this is something we explain to our sellers. Our sellers are like, well, why would I list with you? Zillow, or how do you get on the
how does it all work?
How does it all work?
Go ahead.
When we put together a listing in the MLS, and the MLS is that big MRED symbol. When we put that listing, you see the house goes into that's the listing, goes into MRED, the MLS. It populates through technology, Baird & Warner's website, Zillow, Remax, Coldwell Banker, Redfin, Compass, Realtor.com, everything. Apparently, it's about 16,000 sites will pick them up.
Right. So and there are two different kinds of feeds.
Two different kinds of technologies, two different kinds of feeds, and Anne's going to tell you about that. But just so you know, there will not be any place that your listing does not show up, except for maybe for sale by owner, because it won't be for sale by owner. Now, right. Anne, would you tell us, please, the difference in the types of feeds?
Sure. So these are all real estate companies. A lot of people will search by Redfin. They're a real estate company who are trolling for your business. They are not an independent. But not only do they go to the real estate companies, they also go to places like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Luxury Portfolio, all kinds of other places. And
what would you call those kinds of places? They're selling other things, but they use listings to sell those other things. And we'll talk about what those are. But they're different, but the same. Keep going.
Well, exactly right. You can get some of the information, but not all the same information everywhere. And this is more than you ever need to know, but there are two different systems. One's called IDX, one's called VOW. And here's the difference between them and what you need to know. IDX is the system whereby my company, Baird & Warner, and Kyle's company, Baird & Warner, we will have on our website listings from other real estate companies. And this IDX system allows us to do that. We put that information out there and we hope our clients use our website, just like XYZ company hopes their clients will use their website. But then you've got places through VOW where the primary purpose of the listing feed is not to troll for buyers. The primary reason for the listing feed is to give you real information, including sales history, who owns the company property, is there a mortgage on the property? I mean, folks, there's not a lot people can't find out about your home, what you bought it for, all kinds of, what the property taxes, they can find all of that online.
Sometimes they can find out how much mortgage you have.
Yeah, left. Exactly right. So Homesnap is one of these through the VOW network. And Homesnap is basically a public MLS system. And this is the one that I like to have my buyers work with because they get all of that information. Now, they have to sign up to get it.
Through us. Yeah.
Through us. But then they can get the information. And so, for example, this property, Kyle. But
fingers crossed.
Look at this. It says right on this form, who can see this listing? Agents, clients, not consumers. So you have to sign up with your name and your email in order to get this. So on this feed, here's an example. You can go back and you can see, look at this.
That's not that home.
It's not that home. This is a condominium, but I want to show you. It was originally for sale for $780,000. Then it was for sale for $890. Okay, and then 768, then 635. It sold for 370 in foreclosure. I just happen to know this property. And now it's for sale for 429. But isn't that an interesting thing? That's through Homesnap. So
wow,
this
that's a
is
lot of data.
that's a lot of good data. This is the screenshot from a real estate company who a lot of people use. And I don't want to use the word trick, but I've had clients who've been tricked. They think that this is almost like a Homesnap where there's some service where they can just go see the property. So they click on it and then they realize, oh, shoot, I'm working with Ann or I'm working with Kyle. I can't go see this. It's a beautiful website for getting people in, but it doesn't. All it does is trick people into working with somebody that they don't know.
Right.
So that gets into the whole conversation about agency. So let's talk about that, Kyle.
Yes. So buyer's agents are people who represent buyers. And a lot of people think, well, I don't really need a buyer's agent. And the answer is, oh my God, yes, you do. As a seller's agent, I want the buyer to come with an agent. Because one, I will be confident that the buyer knows what's happening, that they understand the deal, that I will believe that the deal will go through because they have an agent, because they are doing all the things that show themselves to be serious, and that they will have somebody helping them with the hurdles. And there are hurdles to get over to buy a property. It's not like buying a coat. It is
Right.
It is a big piece of property. So one, I want as a seller's agent, I want the buyer to come with an agent. That agent will represent them. That agent will make sure that all the things that they need to know are known. They will get everything organized for them. Now, in Illinois, we are also able to be dual agents. And I have chosen never to be a dual agent because I'm a lawyer still, but I'm just
You're not former, you're current.
I'm still current, but I'm just not comfortable representing two people whose interests are not completely aligned.
Well, not only that,
Yeah.
okay, picture it this way, everybody.
I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
There is no way to do it. And I agree with you. I don't do dual agency either. There are some people that do, but I will not. Because here's a perfect scenario. My listing, I've worked with the seller for 2 months preparing the property to go on the market. This is an intensely and emotional time. We've talked about what's important to them in their home and their priorities, what price they want to get out of it. Somebody walks into an open house and I'm going to be able to represent them the same as the seller that I've been working with for 2 months. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Not a chance.
So in a case like that, I will not do dual agency. So we'll have a conversation and that buyer can do one of three things. They can either go get a buyer's agent. Go get an agent to work with them and represent them. And I can refer them to somebody even, but it'll be somebody who's apart from the transaction. I won't do the dual agency. So the third thing you see there is the non-agency relationship. Now, I've had attorneys walk in and think, not you, I'm not referring to you.
I know, and I would never do this, but yeah.
But I have an offer on the table right now from somebody who's an attorney who put the offer together himself and he wants to represent himself. And so we've had a conversation that says, I don't represent you. I'm going to give you all the facts. I will disclose all the details and any material.
As you would anybody. Yeah.
Absolutely right. But it's very clear that I represent the seller. So that's kind of the non-agency option. So bottom line, the goal here is search online, go to open houses online, but be aware that when you click on a property, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Zillow. How does Zillow make money?
Zillow makes money by renting, by encouraging brokers to pay money to advertise on Zillow, to be assigned to properties that aren't theirs on Zillow.
Exactly right.
Listings. Yeah.
Right. So they will sell a zip code to
Yes.
XYZ agent. Well, they normally sell to 3 to 5 agents per zip code.
Yeah.
And so when you go on Zillow and you see a listing, you're going to see somebody's picture up there. That's not necessarily the listing agent. That could be the guy that's paying the money so that you'll call him. He probably knows nothing about the listing you're calling about. He's just doing it to try to get you to be his buyer. So if that's how you want to operate, fine. It's just really that the public understands how this works. And our goal is to take the very best care of our clients and to help them through this, as you say, Kyle, the probably biggest purchase of their lives. And to do that, absolutely search online. Just beware, right?
Yes. Yes. And next week, we're going to talk about how we can help you supplement your online search with really targeted searches that are. So what you'll do is you'll go online and you'll just look at all the fun stuff on whatever site you end up using. Is it Homesnap? Is it Realtor.com? Whatever. But we'll send you listings directly from the MLS, having listened to you, having listened to what you want and what you need, and we'll send you those listings too with the MLS data. And
Right.
And then whatever it is, we will help you get in, help you negotiate whatever property you decide to purchase. So, but
Exactly right.
what we'll talk about next week is how we can help you with your searches, and we'll do our Smart Buy of the Week next week because we've run
Oh,
out of
oh,
time.
we've got time.
All right, so here's my Smart Buy of the Week.
Do it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what, we often do luxury home of the week. Today we've decided to do smart, and now I'm going to try and do this correctly. Share screen.
Our goal is to show a property today that we think is a good buy.
Yeah.
Not our listing, just a property that Kyle has done research for and found as a good buy.
Excellent. So do you see it still? Okay, good. So this is my Smart Buy of the Week. It is 1448 West Montrose Avenue, number 2 West. It's a duplex, 1,400 square feet, 2 beds, 2 baths, for listed at just under $400,000. But the listing says motivated seller. Soon as we hear the word motivated seller, we know there's an opportunity there. Right. There's a deck off the prime bedroom, 1-car garage parking, a really low assessment, under $300 a month. Taxes are reasonable, but though these taxes have a senior exemption on them, so it's probably in the low sevens, $7,000 for somebody who's a younger person. But there's this 85 mobility score, and that's due to the fact that the Brown line is nearby on the Montrose Brown line, and it's close to Clark Street and close enough to Broadway that you've got a lot of options for transportation.
Terrific.
Here's the living room. So this is actually interesting. I had a hard time figuring out the layout. They did not helpfully give me a floor plan. What have we always talked about? Floor plan, floor plan, floor plan. So here's the living room. Charming. Look at those windows, tree top level, lots of privacy, lots of light. Then
that's really
the
cute.
kitchen. So it's open plan kitchen. So this is the other side of the room with this charming open plan kitchen. I think that they turned one of the bedrooms into this dining room.
Okay.
So I can't really tell. Thank you, no floor plan. But what I would do, we'll talk about this in a minute. So here's the main bedroom, charming, lots of, is this wainscoting? Is that what you call this? The beadboard along the walls?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's actually quite charming. Nice big window, private deck right off of there. Then they have downstairs this den. So what I would do is I'd make this sort of the living room, and this be the living room, dining, sort of that family room feeling with a dining area, and then have really sort of the family living room be down here. When you entertain guests, you come down here. But all of that for under $400,000, reasonable taxes, reasonable HOA, the assessment. It's a great buy of the week.
Yeah, looks like a great property. Terrific.
That's what I
Thanks for
got.
sharing that. Love
Thank
it. Love
you.
it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching. This has been
See you
another
next
week of Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann.
and see you next week,
See
right
you next
here.
week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.